This is my recording for the Colorado Grande qualifying competition. I hope that you enjoy it. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day or your month or even your year, but I'll be there for you. Friends, an important part of life. When most of us are younger, our first, friend could be considered our sibling. According to the United States Census Bureau, most children, 78%, have lived with at least one sibling. Me? Oh, my first friend was somebody called Lilypad. Look, it's hard to make friends when you're part of 22% of the population that has no siblings. But where do friendships start? Where do they begin? And, most importantly, how do we keep them? Although making new friends seems hard at first, trying diverse routes that are new and fresh in nature can easily help you. But don't forget to bring your old friends too. First off, let's grab our hiking gear and go out into the wilderness that is friendship, as we start out on flat, even ground. Next, we will climb the rocky terrain of diverse and toxic friendships and use everyone's new diverse abilities to keep them safe and secure. Finally, we will view the gorgeous terrain from above as we realize our friendships can last us a lifetime if they're good, as they've helped us on our adventure. But what is this flat, even ground? Elementary school. But when you first go to elementary school, things are complicated for the first day or so. According to childhood development and introduction, from the peer group, the child receives feedback about his or her competencies. Yes, and Steve and Sandrock John. Already at a young age, kids are comparing themselves to their peers to figure out what they like themselves and what their peers like to make potential friends. But when you get to middle school, things get complex. Everyone wants to fit in, be the cool, popular kid. You don't fit in? Psh, you don't belong here. In high school, it's even worse. Kids already have whole clans set up. You know, the jocks, cheerleaders, cyber kids, drama kids, band kids. Us? And if you don't meet their tedious requirements, you're not allowed in. Unless it's speech and debate. We welcome everyone. My point is, it is okay not to have a big circle of friends. As according to Merriam-Webster, friend, a favored companion, or a popular cartoon series, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Well, friendship is magic. It's perfectly normal if you don't have a big circle of friends, as I previously stated. And sometimes you and your friend don't have to be a carbon copy of each other. Spruce it up. Diversify. Go out and make new friends. Remember those clans I talked about? Their real names are clubs, and certain people are inclined to join certain clubs, and that's perfectly okay. Maybe you're a bit of a jockey type, and you see that you're by yourself because your friends aren't here. Maybe politely ask to see if you can sit with the nerds. They'll probably let you in. Or maybe you're a nerd yourself, and you're just by yourself on a random day. Maybe you see that cheerleader sitting there by herself because her friends aren't here. Go talk to her. Remember, life isn't some cheesy high school movie, so not all jocks and cheerleaders are jerks, and not all nerds have to be nice. Sometimes there are people in your clubs, or in said clubs, that will go, "Hey, if you make a friend from that other club that I don't like, then we're not friends." Or another variation is, "Hey, if you leave this club because that other club interests you more, then we're not friends." We're going to talk about these people later, but for now, just put them to the sidelines, and if they're not your friend, they're not your friend. We are going to go over this in more detail a little later. And sometimes you might have a hard time making friends, and that's okay too. Maybe you're still stuck inside your shell, scared of people, or you have a reputation. Heck, I've had a hard time making friends. Not that I don't try to be friendly. It's just, I have a reputation of being loud and brash, so that scares people. Hey, some people are just straight up oblivious. Yeah, I'm one of those people. And just focusing on the negatives is not really how you're going to make friends, as according to CU Boulder's Health and Wellness Services, look for things you may have in common. Shared personalities, sense of humor, or even similar experiences. Focusing on the negatives isn't really going to make you popular or make you have friends faster, but it can help avoid those false plateaus on your friendship hike. Ever heard of Julius Caesar? Well, if you need a quick reminder, here's a rundown of Caesar's supposed friendship with Brutus. Brutus doesn't trust Caesar that much because Caesar is about to crown himself emperor of Rome, so Brutus ends up joining the conspiracy with the help of Decius. After Caesar crowns himself emperor of Rome, he goes down to the Senate house where all 60 conspirators go to stab him. Only 23 of the 60 stab him, good job, and the last person to stab Caesar is Brutus. This is also where the famous Shakespearean quote, "Et tu, Brute," is uttered. This is an example of a toxic friendship, similar to a toxic relationship. At first, these friends may seem like allies or people you even trust. But in your darkest hour, they reveal that there was an underlying reason to your friendship, or worse, that you were never friends in the first place. This has the potential to ruin entire lives if you let it get to that point, as with what happened with Julius and Brutus. Before I move on, here are 2 quick tips on how to realize that a friendship is becoming toxic or already is toxic. One is that your friend is better than you. They try to one-up you in a sense. They make everything about them. Maybe you had a pretty good day and your boss complimented your nice shoes. Well, they had an amazing day and their boss gave them a raise. Or maybe you had a meh day. Your favorite shoes got all muddy. Well, they had an awful day and it was raining outside and their jacket was soaked and ruined. Even if they don't particularly like that jacket. This, in essence, makes them wanting to be pitied, they self-pity, and everything is, as I've said earlier, about them. They're narcissistic, and they one-up you, as I've also previously stated. They also suddenly become incredibly needy, or are already needy. Maybe you're doing a dance performance. Maybe you're talking about a business presentation, or even performing a speech. These so-called friends try to interrupt you at every turn. Maybe they just keep poking at your phone. Maybe they show up to your performance and completely yell at you for ignoring them. This is, again, toxic. They need you on their time and they need you now, even if you're unavailable. But just like how every rocky hillside has beautiful foliage and flowers, does anybody here like football? Yeah, me neither. But apparently Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have a really good track record. As according to Insider, how the greatest head coach quarterback duo grew together and eventually came apart, they have the best winning percentage out of any duo. 6 Super Bowl wins and 30 playoff wins. Now, I know the Patriots tend to cheat, but that record seems amazing to me. And I know that their friendship has broken up, but some people might even say, hey, isn't that just part of a business ordeal and they weren't actually friends? No, even if you think you're not going to make friends in the workplace, you might have to just to make sure that you don't go insane with all the work you have. You're bound to make a friend while you're working, even if you don't think you are with certain jobs. But that's beside the point. Belichick and Brady ended up building off of each other in order to bring themselves greater success. And that's sometimes the purpose of having a friend. Other than somebody to talk to, they can easily help you become better at your job, even if your 2 jobs are completely unrelated. They're just somebody you can talk to. Remember, you choose your friends, so pick wisely. We've now reached the zenith of our hike. We've started out on that flat, even ground. We've climbed the rocky terrain, avoiding the rocks of toxic friendship, and are now at the top of the beautiful hike. It might be the end of our hike, but not the end of our adventures, as I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me, too. Thank you.